Hello, we are Gabe
and Katie
Crosby. For those of you that don't know me, I grew up in EAC and am now serving, along with my wife, in full-time missions with Youth with a Mission Orlando,
otherwise known as YWAM. As missionaries, there are some common misconceptions or myths about going, such as what it looks like and who can do it.
So we're here to answer 5 common misconceptions about going. Common misconception number 1. You have to know everything about the Bible or be perfectly holy to go. God doesn't always call the most prepared, or even the most deserving to be vessels for the gospel. Just look at the life of David. If you are a Christian willing to be used to further the kingdom of God, then you are able to be a missionary. A statement we use to remind us when we're feeling unequipped is, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called.
Misconception number 2, age matters. On one hand, missionaries are the young people. I hear it all the time. You can do it because you're young. Or what about, well, these are the years to do it, and that's just not true. In the Great Commission, in Matthew 28, verses 19 through 20, there's no fine print that say it's only for young people. It also doesn't say that once you get a family or a job or bills to pay that you retire from that calling. No, going is for all, young and old. You older ones out there, we need you. We need your wisdom and your life experiences and your resources. We can't do this without you.
Or on the other hand, missions is for old people who have plenty of time on their hands. Young people have been sharing the gospel since the early church. In fact, the early church was built on young people. Did you know that many theologians agree that most of the disciples were in their teens? There's no age of eligibility. God calls everyone of all ages. A wise man once said, every man, woman, and child. And I believe that's who should share the gospel too.
Common misconception number 3. If I say yes to God, then He's going to send me where I told Him I specifically don't want to go. And in all honesty, that's not really a misconception of missions, that's a misconception of God. You see, He's a father too, and it's the character of a good father to delight in giving His children the things that they want. Now, yes, He knows what's best for you, and He's going to do that. And it could be the place or the thing that you don't want, but He will never do it out of spite.
Common misconception number 4. Missionaries only build houses, love on orphans, or preach to masses. You know, normal missionary stuff. I've done those things overseas, and yes, they're great. But God uses some other cool stuff too. Like I've preached the gospel in Africa using coffee. And I've preached the gospel in the Middle East playing basketball. There's countless other stories of God using talents and gifts to further the kingdom of God. I've seen 2 primary ways of transporting the gospel, either through the needs of the people, like building houses, clean water, medical supplies, or through the tools you already have, like for me, coffee and basketball. Either way, be willing to use both. Common misconception number 5. Missionaries are only the people that live in huts and remote villages in Africa, not the ones that serve in big cities or in the U.S. Missionaries are wherever God needs to be. If you're wondering where that is, it's everywhere, including the U.S. Missionaries can live in big cities with palaces on every road in Saudi Arabia, or they can live in the slums of India. Missions is not based off the living condition or the language spoken. It's based on your motive for living there, and are you living to share the gospel?
Thank you for listening. If you would like to connect with us or hear more about going, we would love to hear from you. You can reach us through email at gcrosby@ywamorlando.com. Thank you.